The air war begins here. First up, fighter jets, McCoy and Gurevich, MiG-15. This aircraft trained the first North Vietnamese jet pilots to face U.S. wings. Fast, agile. It marked a massive leap for the resistance in the skies. Next, the McCoy and Gurevich MiG-17. A nightmare for American pilots in tight dogfights, slower than U.S. jets, but it could turn inside them. Its cannons shredded heavy bombers. McCoy and Gurevich MiG-19. The first supersonic fighter used to intercept U.S. strike groups at high speed, difficult to fly, but deadly against the American air campaign. Now, the McCoy and Gurevich MiG-21, a sleek machine, the premier interceptor against the U.S., specialized in hit-and-run missile attacks. The top threat to air power. Moving to the Northrop F-5 Freedom Fighter, seized from the south after the fall of Saigon, light, easy to fly, a trophy of the final victory over the U.S. Let's move on to attack aircraft and bombers. Ilyushin Il-28. This jet bomber gave the North a way to strike back at U.S. naval forces, used for coastal patrols, a heavy threat to the American fleet. Antonov An-2. This biplane was stealthy and quiet, flew low to evade U.S. radar systems, used for daring night raids against American ships and radar bases. Douglas A-1 Sky Raider. A piston beast seized from the south, carried more bombs than some jets, could loiter for hours, a tough prize of the American retreat. Cessna A-37 Dragonfly, small but deadly. Its miniguns had a high rate of fire, a perfect tool for jungle strikes against U.S. allies. North American T-28 Trojan, a trainer turned attacker that saw early action, rugged, simple, used to spot American movements in the thick jungle. Continuing with gunships, the captured U.S. Douglas AC-47 Spooky, a flying fortress of rapid-fire guns taken from the south, rained down thousands of rounds, a terrifying prize of the American war. Fairchild AC-119 Shadow Stinger, a heavy gunship seized from the south, equipped with night vision and heavy cannons used against the remnants of U.S. backed forces after sunset. Now, let's look at helicopters. MiLMI-1. This small helicopter was the first of its kind for the North, trained to the pilots who would fly missions against the massive U.S. air armada. MiLMI-4. A reliable workhorse for transport needs. Moved troops and gear over the jungle. Bypassed U.S. ground blockades with ease. MiLMI-6. A giant used to airlift North Vietnamese MiGs to hidden bases. Helped the jets avoid U.S. bombing raids. A master of heavy lifting. MiLMI-8. A legendary transport built for harsh jungle combat. The backbone for moving troops. The rival to the American Hueys. Bell UH-1 Iroquois. The iconic symbol of the U.S. Air War. Captured units were used for transport. This helicopter defined the mobility of the American intervention. Boeing CH-47 Chinook, a massive twin-rotor lifter captured after the American withdrawal, moved dozens of soldiers. Became a vital asset for the North's final victory. Up next, the Hughes OH-6 Cayuse, a small scout known for its agility. This captured loach could weave through trees, used to find hidden U.S. positions in the deep jungle. Now, the Bell OH-58 Kiowa, a light scout taken from the south, served as a vital eye in the sky, could maneuver in tight spaces to watch U.S. troop movements. Moving on to transport and logistics, Douglas C-47 Skytrain, a legendary transport essential for North Vietnamese logistics. Moved cargo across the country, a reliable tool against the American blockade. Ilyushin Il-14, built for the tough jungle airfields of the North, flew missions despite U.S. bombing, a solid and rugged machine. Antonov An-24, a turboprop used for long-range supply missions, reliable and fast. Helped the North maintain logistics against the U.S. Lockheed C-130 Hercules, the ultimate transport seized after the American retreat. Carried massive loads onto short runways. Remains a prize from the war with the U.L. Fairchild C-123 Provider, designed for rough jungle strips. Captured after the war, moved heavy cargo, a sturdy airframe used against its creators, Fairchild C-119 flying boxcar. This twin-tail plane was seized from southern airfields, used to drop supplies to troops. Cargo hold was highly efficient. Douglas C-54 Skymaster, a large 4-engine lifter taken from the south, used for long-range logistics, a vital asset in the post-war era. Now, the Cessna 402, a light transport used for quick utility missions, captured from the south, nimble and fast, moved small teams across the war-torn nation. Moving on to observation and reconnaissance, Bereave B-6. This flying boat patrolled the coast, watched for U.S. Navy ships in the Gulf of Tonkin, could stay on the water for days. Cessna 01 Bird Dog, a slow scout used to spot U.S. positions for artillery, circled over the jungle, a capture tool for finding hidden enemies. Cessna 02 Skymaster, this unique twin-engine scout was seized from the south, very reliable for spotting U.S. units. Became a reconnaissance asset for the north. Cessna U-17 Skywagon, a rugged plane that landed on rough dirt strips, supplied remote jungle outposts. Perfect for the mobile war, Aero AE-45. This Czech aircraft gave the North light transport and communication, helped coordinate resistance against the U.S. air war. A modern, sleek machine. Finally, we have training and early war specialized aircraft, Yakovlev Yak-18. This primary trainer built the foundation of the North's Air Force, taught the pilots who would later fight the U. Very stable, easy to fly. Nanchang CJ-6, a sturdy Chinese trainer used to prepare the North for the air war. Reliable, tough. Many pilots began their fight against the U.S. Here, Yakovlev Yak-11, a powerful trainer that felt like a real fighter. Prepared pilots for jets. The final step before facing American phantoms, the Aero L-29 Delphin. The first jet experience for the North's pilots. Forgiving, reliable. This trainer paved the way for jet battles against the U.S. Air Force. Next, the Zlin Z-226, an agile trainer used to teach dogfighting maneuvers to the North. It had excellent control, vital for learning how to outturn American fighter jets. Then, the Cessna one. 72. Captured units used for basic training. Simple and reliable. A common sight in the aftermath of the American War. The de Havilland Tiger Moth, an old biplane used in the earliest days of the North's Air Force. The humble beginning of the resistance, preparing against the coming U.S. intervention. Then, the Fieseler 5156 Storch. This plane took off from tiny jungle clearings, used for early scouting. It could hide from U.S. eyes in the thickest canopy. The Tachikawa Ki-54, a Japanese relic used for early transport. It served as a bridge for the fleet before the arrival of Soviet and U.S. jets.